When you think about national monuments, you might think of the Jefferson Memorial or the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. And those are fitting tributes to leaders who have meant so much to this nation. But as all too many rural Americans know, when federal lands are designated as a national monument, their homes and livelihoods can be negatively and permanently affected.
Based in Washington, D.C., the Public Lands Council partners with NCBA and other groups to defend farm and ranch families who have grazing rights on public lands in the West. One major threat to those rights today is the concern that President Obama may designate millions of acres in the West as a national monument.
So in February, an internal Department of Interior document was leaked from the administration that dealt with designation of monuments. And this document is very troubling because it included possible designations of over 13 million acres of federal land across 11 western states. And the effect of designating monuments is to reduce the multiple use activities on those lands, including reducing grazing or all-out eliminating grazing on these lands. Now, the President has the authority under the Antiquities Act of 1906 to designate lands anywhere he pleases under the National Monument designation. We are opposed to this process because it does not bring in outside information and include the local constituents in any of these designations.
Van Loo says the Public Lands Council is supporting legislation in the House and Senate that would require congressional approval of any presidential national monument designations. That would change the current situation where the president can make those designations with no input from anyone.
Presidents in the past have used this process to designate monuments on their way out of town in the last 11th hour because they know that there's controversy surrounding these designations and what they do to rural America and the negative effect they have on the communities. They do not want the political blowback of doing it early in their term. So in the near term, we don't see any designations taking place, but the fact that they already have a document developed covering such a vast area of the West is very concerning for our industry.
Van Loo points out that all too often federal lands are not well taken care of, and in fact are in worse condition when the government steps in and denies ranchers access to those lands.
Ranchers are the stewards of our nation's federal lands, and once they are designated as monuments and ranching is reduced, the management of those lands falls to the federal government, and they are not the best caretakers of the lands. Our ranchers are on the ground every day caring for the land and developing the natural resources on that land, contributing to wildlife habitat, open space, and overall productivity of our nation's federal lands.
Beyond national monuments, the Public Lands Council helps with other critical issues facing family ranches, such as the death tax and efforts to revise and expand the Clean Water Act. I'm Brad Buller reporting for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
The Public Lands Council and NCBA are strong partners in a number of political battles that make a real difference in how you as a cattleman can conduct your business. Find out more about these key issues and how you can join in on these battles by visiting our website, cattlementocattlemen.org.